Hey everyone. Today's topic is to avoid people who consistently minimize your problems. I'm sure we've all experienced this to some extent where you're talking about your problems, you're complaining about something that's bothering you, and the person you're talking to acts like it's a non-issue, maybe because they think that they've been through worse, or because they just straight up don't believe you and believe you're making it up, or because they have malicious intent and are just not the kind of person you want to be around. But in all those cases, your goal in life should be to aim to keep these people away from you as much as possible. You do not want to let anyone like this into your inner circle because they're just not helpful. Like, I see this logic get thrown around a lot on the internet, and it really annoys me. This logic that like there's always somebody else out there dealing with something worse than you, so therefore your problems aren't valid and you should just act like it's fine and toxic positivity and throw on a smile because some kid in Africa is starving and you're not, so your life is great even though you have no. Screw that crap, okay? If we were to follow that logic through to the end, everybody on the planet wouldn't be allowed to complain about anything they deal with in life because there would always be someone who has it worse than them. That's not helpful. Like, that doesn't mean that all of our problems don't matter just because there's always someone out there dealing with something worse. No, our problems are valid. They're unique. They're uniquely our own. They bother us in their own ways. Here's a way that I view it. If something is consistently negatively impacting your mental health, then that is a valid problem for you. That is something you have the right to complain about, because it's affecting your mental health. Like, that's something we need to aim to protect and prioritize as much as possible. So yeah, like, our problems are valid. I don't give a crap if somebody else out there living in China, Africa, North Korea, name your country. I don't care if there's someone there who has worse issues than you. You are not them. You're not dealing with what they're dealing with. You're dealing with your own problems, and they are valid because they are yours. So yeah, this is just, it gets to me. I mean, I really don't enjoy it when people behave in this way, when they act like someone's problems aren't valid, either because they haven't experienced it themselves or because they think somebody else out there has it worse. Whatever it may be, this is stupid to me. I believe we should all have empathy for our fellow human beings, especially the people you care about, and we should aim to understand them, to know what they're going through. The one thing I will say here is that it probably isn't a smart move to complain about your problems if they are pretty small in scale, if you're talking to someone who you know is going through something worse. That, just having good social skills, I would say that's not the route you should take, because it may come off a bit insensitive. For instance, one of my friends dealt with something very traumatic a few years ago where he lost a loved one, and I knew during that time I shouldn't complain about anything I'm going through because he's dealing with some real stuff. But that didn't mean that the issues I was dealing with during that time weren't valid. It just meant I knew I probably shouldn't talk to them with my friend because they're dealing with something worse. That's all. That doesn't mean your problems aren't valid. It just means you're having good social skills, not trying to be insensitive. There you go. But the reason I wanted to make this video is because I realized a while back that my roommate tends to engage in this behavior. It's not something he does on purpose, at least I don't believe it is, but it's still very annoying when it happens because we've been living in this apartment for like over 2 years now, and there have been various times where things annoy me because, well, I film these videos, right? So there's a lot of sound in the surrounding area, and whenever there's something that consistently makes sound that is easily avoidable, it kind of annoys me because I'm like, why do I have to deal with this? Like, this sound doesn't need to be here. And I've been working from home almost the entire time we've lived here as well. So I deal with these things all the time. Whereas my roommate goes into work he doesn't work from home. So he's not home all the time to experience the things that I get annoyed with. So there would be times where I'd be complaining about something, like there are smokers out back who their secondhand smoke blows into our windows when it's warm and we have them open. So that annoys me because it means I can't really always have my window open during the hot summer because then I have to deal with cigarette smoke. So that was an annoying thing. He didn't believe me at first until he started dealing with that himself. And then the most recent thing that kind of showed me that he engages in this behavior was the annoying dog out back that barks all the time, off and on throughout the day. And thankfully, finally, I was able to reach the manager next door to talk to them about this issue, and I believe she's actually working to fix it. So that's been great. There's been quiet for one day, which is nice because the last few weeks that dog has been barking every single day. I kid you not, it's been really annoying. But when I first brought up the dog to my roommate, he thought it was a non-issue. He's like, oh, it's just a puppy, who cares? Like, it'll stop, because he wasn't dealing with it himself. So he didn't understand where I was coming from and saying, this dog is like so annoying, I want to punt it into the ocean. And yeah, so I just wanted to make a video talking about it because those moments talking to my roommate made me realize how frustrating it can be to interact with someone who constantly minimizes your problems like that because they don't believe you or they haven't experienced it themselves. Whatever the reason may be, it doesn't matter. It's really annoying to deal with somebody who's like that, and it can have a negative impact on your mental health because it makes you think, am I not justified in not enjoying this thing that I'm complaining about? Like, is that not allowed? So there you go. I just wanted to talk about this because we've all been there, I'm sure. And I have truly realized your goal in life should be to minimize the amount of people like this in your life. I would say, if possible, try to have nobody like this in your life. But I get that won't always be possible. So in those cases, just at least spend less time around them. Because, yeah, your problems are valid. Like, anything that bothers you enough to negatively impact your mental health, that is a valid issue. Like, that is something you have the right to view as a problem in your life, something you want to fix if possible, because sometimes these things are outside of our control. But just never buy into that ridiculous mentality that some of these people will try to make you believe, where they say, yeah, there's someone else out there who has it worse than you, so you have no right to complain. That's BS. But anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about in this video. I truly hope you enjoyed this one. If you like content like this, be sure to subscribe for more. Otherwise, the easiest way you can help me out is just to throw a like and a comment on the video for the algorithm. The comment doesn't have to relate to the video at all, so feel free for today's comment to write down one of your favorite jokes in the comment section. Let's see if we can get some good ones in there. But anyway, guys, I truly hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next one. Arrivederci!